I love this hypercharged culture that we live in nowadays, where if you make one joke about like one particular woman, that means you hate all women or something. You know, just this idea that like jokes are assigned to hatred. Like you make a joke, that means you hate something, that means you're evil, that means you're a bitter person or whatever. And you know, it's no more apparent than when I see the #1 trending thing on Twitter being the fact that Keemstar rated a woman from a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of attractiveness and gave her a 2 out of 10. That's what we're talking about now. And that's what has all the simps enraged. Even just regular people, you know, not just randoms on Twitter, but even like actual celebrities are hopping into this and saying like, ooh, Keemstar shouldn't do this. Shouldn't do what? Was his tweet like, you know, a little bit of an asshole thing to tweet out or whatever? I mean, obviously, it's not necessarily the nicest thing to say about somebody, but I love how people are acting like this is like a big deal. Like this is something that we need to like sit down and have a conversation about. Like some of these quote tweets on this tweet that I've seen like pop up on my timeline and, you know, in the trending tab or whatever, like it's just ridiculous. Like the overreaction some people have. Like take a look at this person, for instance. This man has a whole ass daughter at home. What a great example to set for her, Keem. This just doesn't even make any sense. Like, so he has a daughter, so he can't, you know, goof around on Twitter every once in a while? Like, that's what you're saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, do you think, like, when he, like, raises his daughter or whatever, he's, like, in YouTube drama mode, he acts like a cartoon character around her or whatever, you know, like, shit-talking her because, you know, she's a girl that, you know, is his daughter or whatever. Like, that doesn't happen. That's just weird. Why do you even care? You know what I mean? Like, what? That's a strange thing for you to care about, you know, care about how another man raises his daughter. Like, it's not like he's, like, abusing her by talking about other women online. That doesn't even make any sense at all. This is just ridiculous. And you got this other guy. What was the point in tweeting this? Probably to rile up the people and see what would happen. Maybe he just got bored for all he cares. I don't know. Here's this guy. It's creepy enough to hear people at 16 review girls, but this... Dude, you're 47. First off, how is it creepy to hear, like, 16-year-olds review girls? As if that, you know, like, as if no, like, teenagers or whatever, like, hang around and you talk about, like, you know, what they think about, like, what that particular girl at school looks like or something like that. That's completely normal, you know, and girls do it with guys all the time, too, but that never gets criticized. But you think it's creepy that 16-year-olds review girls? Like, are you a real person? Have you ever gone outside before or talked to guys? All guys talk about is who they find attractive. When, like, guy friends are hanging out with each other, they're always talking about, like, who's the hot girl or whatever. That's just, like, that's how guys are. Do you have an issue with that? Like, that, why? How does this affect you? And then the second part of the tweet, which is that, dude, you're 47. I don't think he's 30, or he's 47, guys. I think he's 38. But what does it even matter? You know, and that's what, you know, going back to this original tweet, that's what just makes me just stunned. And I shouldn't be. I should be used to it. But it's just this culture that we live in now where it's like one tweet is everybody just riled up, like to the point where like this is like a serious thing we need to talk about. We need to really break down and discuss like the evils of rating women or whatever. Again, it's not like this was a very nice thing to say or whatever. But Pokimane recently has just been not a very nice person. I mean, she's been going after people's sponsors when they criticize her simps. You know, she's, you know, had that past issues of copy striking people and stuff like that. And she's always complaining on her Twitter about how hard it is, you know, being a girl online or whatever. I mean, you know, it's both ways. I mean, you can't just look at a tweet like this and just think like, oh, Keemstar's just bullying this poor woman who can't defend herself or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not what's going on at all. Now, on the funnier side of things, this person wrote, what an absolutely pathetic, misogynistic asshole. Now, take some bets on on what you think this guy calling you the misogynist online looks like. What do you think this guy looks like? Oh no. And the worst part is that he has no shame over it either. He says, this guy took my pinned tweet and thought I'd be self-conscious about it. It's so funny, man. Like, this is the guy calling you misogynist. I mean, the plot line just... You could not write a better plot line if you tried. I mean, it's just hilarious. But there's even more. Very disappointing. Imagine being a 38-year-old man and still acting like you just got home from middle school. What a cringe human being, throwing up emoji. And of course it's always people on Twitch who are like this, you know what I mean? Like they gotta like protect their queen or whatever. Like, why do people get invested so much in people they watch or people that they, like, notice online? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm being too nitpicky. Here's another tweet. Grown-ass man publicly humiliating someone for nothing. I'm pretty sure Pokimane has definitely humiliated, like, people before. Like, I saw just the other day on Twitter that she was, like, you know, somebody was, like, roasting her for, like, saying, like, nobody watches her, and then she was like, nobody watches you or whatever. Like, she's allowed to, you know, go back at people, but when other people do it online, then they're the assholes. They're, like, they're such a problem that we need to, like, stop this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like people need to chill out and stop giving so much of a fuck about stupid little things. Here's Bam Boy saying, posting my rating of a woman on the internet completely unprovoked at the ripe age of 47. Again, getting the age wrong, but, like, okay, and... like, imagine looking at a tweet like this simple, and just being like, outraged, like, why? You can't say that about Pokimane, why? You can't do that, no! Like, I guarantee most of these people don't even know Pokimane. Like, they you know, it'd be one thing if they were, like, friendly with Pokimane and they were just defending their friend or whatever. I mean, it'd still be cringe or whatever, but, like, you know, they're defending their friend, but, like, I don't think this guy knows who Pokimane is on, like, a personal level. It's just so funny, man. And that's why Keemstar does shit like this all the time. That's why he'll tweet horse pictures at Gila and, you know, witch pictures at Starkilla and stuff like that. Not that I, you know, condone that, obviously, but what I'm saying is, like, Keemstar does stupid shit like this to bait, like, these over ridiculous reactions, to just expose in and of itself how sensitive gamers are and how sensitive, you know, these people are. You know, when you slightly shit talk or slightly criticize their queen or whatever, they completely fall apart. I mean, it's basically like a Trumpian tactic, you know what I mean? Like, feed them bait and watch them overreact, and just the exposing does itself. But yeah, there's one last tweet here, and this tweet really just takes the cake for, like, ridiculous reactions. Keemstar attacks creators for no reason. Okay. So does literally everybody, but alright. He's a racist. No, he's not. Makes fake news claims that ruin people's lives. Are you talking about Tony? I don't think that news claim ruined his life. I mean, yeah, it was terrible what Keemstar reported about Tony or whatever, but, like, Tony did great after that. His career blew up after that. So whose career was ruined over false allegations? Promoted child porn? What are you talking about? When did Keemstar promote child porn? Swats people? Yeah, he swatted a swatter. I don't care. Plays the victim. I mean, he does kind of play the victim a lot, so I'll give you that. I mean, you know, again, I don't want to make it out like I'm, like, the world's biggest Keemstar fan. I just don't like, you know, the simps or whatever. They're fucking crazy. Keemstar, 0 out of 10. Well, that's a good rating, man. Out of all of these bullet points, I mean, promotes child porn. Like, I'm really curious. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, promote, like, that one just takes the cake right there. I mean, the only thing you got right in this whole list was, like, plays the victim, I guess. Well, there you go. I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you some of these simp replies on Twitter just because it's, like, stupid how angry people legitimately get it, like, the stupidest shit. Like, similarly to how I was talking about on Sunday, how gamers are so fragile when, like, somebody like Joe Rogan comes out and says that games are a waste of time, which they kind of are. I mean, Joe Rogan was a little bit cringe in his take, but, I mean, the basic thing that he was saying wasn't necessarily wrong. Dude, gamers are so, like, it's the same demographic. These gamers are so fragile. Like, you should talk one woman and it's like the end of the world. Like, oh no, this is over or whatever. Do you think if Pokimane made, like, a tweet calling out Keem, like, the reaction would be the same? Obviously not. Like, this pedestal that people put certain people on, it's just stupid in my opinion. But yeah, just thought I'd show you guys some of my favorite tweets there from the simp wars. I mean, once again, this was literally, like, trending on Twitter. Like, that's how much people actually cared about this, which is just ridiculous. I mean, if this is all it takes to get trending on Twitter, then what do I gotta do, man? Maybe I gotta step it up. Maybe I gotta, you know, shit talk more women, I guess. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, homie gotta grind, you know? Homie gotta do what he's gotta do. I don't know, man. But yeah. Anyway, that's just my take on stuff. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, I'll see you guys later, everyone. Peace out.